Hi students, intermediate first year English medium. We are discussing the production analysis concept. So in the production analysis concept, in this video I am going to analyze the economies of scale. What is the economies of scale and how many types of economies of scale are the discussing topic in this video. Let me analyze the economies of scale. Economies of scale. So in the economies of scale, we are going to discuss the one is internal economies. First one. Second one, external economies. External economies. Simple. Economies of scale is divided into two types. One is internal economies and the second one external economies. Let me say, what is the internal economies and what are the reasons to arise the internal economies and what is the external economies? We will discuss in this video. Listen carefully. Here, first of all, internal economics. When we want to analyze the internal economics, before we want to know what is the differences in between firm and industry. You know one thing, what is the firm and what is the industry? Simple enough. What is the firm and what is the industry? What is the difference in between them? Firm, industry. Firm means the single production institution is called firm. The single production institution is called firm. It is a single one. It is a single unit. One unit is there. So when the one unit is there, that is called firm. First one. Second one, industry. What is the industry? The number of firms are called industry. Don't understand? The number of firms are called industry. So here, how many are there? Number of, not counted. It is the number of units are called industry. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. For example, the combination of a number of firms are called the industry, and the single production institution is called firm. Clear? Then here the internal economies. What is the internal economies? We apply it to the firm and industry. For example, let me analyze it clearly. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are called industry. For example, this is one firm, this is second firm, third, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are firms. So, internal economies, not economics. Economies is also profitable income. Economies means income. So, source of income, industry. Here, when we discussion about, for example, if you take the fourth one, the fourth one is called the single one. The single one is called internal. What is the single one? When the single firm expands its size, simple. When the single firm increases in output, then only that firm can enjoy certain advantages are called internal economics. How, sir? How can we discuss about the internal? For example, if you take the classroom, here 7 members are there in the classroom. How many are there? 7 students are there. Out of 7 students, how much students? For example, this is a Sai Teja, name of example. The fourth one is Sai Teja. The Sai Teja is getting more marks in their classroom. The one is getting the more marks in the classroom. So who benefited? The Sai Teja one and only the benefited. Okay na? So when a single firm expands its size, when a single firm increases in output, number of firms are there. In the industry, number of firms are there, number of students are there in the classroom, but only the Sai Teja is getting more marks. Means single one. What is the internal? When the single firm, when the single students can get certain advantages are called internal economies, not economics. Okay, so here the Sai Teja is getting more marks among the total students of the class. Is it? So one who benefited to get more marks? All of the students can get the more marks? No, only the Sai Teja can get the good marks in the examination. Why means single one expand, single one increases, single one get more marks. So when the, suppose this is classroom. So when we take the industry, the single firm expands or single firm increases in output, the single firm enjoys certain advantages is called internal economies. Simple thing. Okay, first one. Then go to the second one. The second one is external. What is the external economies? Means when industry expands its when the industry increases its output, then all firms can enjoy certain advantages are called external economies. For example, in the internal economies, only the Sai Teja is getting good marks. But the external economies, all students, they are getting good marks. Who benefited to getting the all students? All students, they will benefit. Means external economies means all students can get certain advantages. That is called external. Means industry increases its output. When the industry increases, all firms so enjoy certain advantages. All firms so increases their output. Internal means only the single firm increases output. External means all students. For example, when your class teacher or lecturer come into classroom, they said, your class is very good. He said, your class is very good. How many students are getting good marks? All students are getting good marks. So they can say, very good, your class is better, your class is super. Suppose if your class teacher or a lecturer said, the Sai Teja is good marks. How many students will be benefited? Only the single one. Okay na? So here all firms increases their outputs. That is called external economies. This is the internal economies. Okay, clear? Then why sir? Why the Sai Teja is getting good marks in the examination? Only the Sai Teja, one and only the student is there in the classroom? No. Number of students are there in the classroom. Why? Yes, Sai Teja is only the getting. For example, Sai Teja is getting good marks in the examination. Sai Teja, one and only the listen in the classroom? No. Along with all students combined together. But Sai Teja is getting good marks. Okay, why? What are the reasons to get the good marks in the examination? In the same way as well as why a industry means a fourth industry. Why a single one industry getting good more output? One firm is there, two firm is there, three firm is there, and 5, 6 firms are there. But only the one firm increases its output. The one firm increases its output is called internal, already discussed. Why sir? What are the reason? ఒక 4 ఒకటే ఎందుకు ప్రాఫిట్స్ ఎందుకు వస్తాయి? Why the remaining firms are not getting the good profits? What are the reason? Means we can say here why the internal economies means what are the reasons due to arise the internal economies? Internal means one and only the increases. Why the internal economics arised? What are the reasons are there? to arise the internal economies. So let me analyze the reasons to arise the internal economies. See here, technical economies. Once again, reasons due to arise the internal economies. What are the reasons to arise the internal economies? Internal means single firm increases output. So what are the reasons? Few reasons are there. One is technical economies. Economies, not economics. What is the technical economies? For example, here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 forms are there. First form or A form. Example, B form, C form, D form, E form, E and F. So few forms are there. Only the basically E form is getting more profits. Only the E form is getting more profits. Why, sir? What are the reasons to arise the internal economics of E forms? Means technical economies. The E form is introduced the technology in the process of the production. Then the firm getting more profits better than the remaining. The remaining firms are not introduced the technology in the process of the production. So due to they are not getting the proper or more productivity, but the E firm is getting the more profits. For example, in the previous I said Sai Teja getting the more profits, more marks, good marks in the examination. Why? What are the reasons? So Sai Teja is a good boy. Always try to remember his subject. So his strategies are there. According to his strategies, they follow and get good marks. But the remaining students are not following that strategies, so they are not getting the good marks. In the same manner, number of firms are there. The E firm is introduced the technology in their production process, then they are getting the more profits. It is the first one. Then managerial economies. What is the managerial? The manager of E firm. The managerial of E firm is a hard worker and is always try to observe the industry. Is try to get always try to get the more profits by implementing of labors. Working hours more will be encouraging more, and he can encourage the labors, and he can get the more working hours from the labors. Due to the management efficient manager, skilled manager, due to the E firm is getting more profits. So this is the remaining firms are not proper management, not skilled management. Due to they are getting low productivity, the E is getting more profits. Then financial economies. Yes, the E firm is getting the more profits by getting the loans and borrow the funds with low rate of interest. The E firm is getting the more loans, more borrow the funds from various sources with low rate of interest, then they get more profits. But the remaining talent, the remaining firms are no talent, such type of activities, they are getting the low productivity. So this is also one of the cause. E means financial economies. Then economies of welfare. The E firm management providing the welfare activities of the labor. He can provide the education facilities to their children. He can provide the water facilities in their children, and they can provide the health facilities of the labor. So many welfare activities are conducted by or doing by the C management. Then the labor can attract and get more profits. But the remaining firms are not established such type of welfare activities. They are not attract and they are getting the low productivity. Okay, so economies of welfare, that is also one of the cause. Next, risk bearing economies. What is the risk bearing? Suppose the E firm is another firm is there, or another firm is there. When the one firm is incurring losses, the new firm, the another firm profit will be share this the losses industry, losses firms. ఒకవేళ ఇతనికి ఎక్కువ ఫార్మ్స్ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఒక దాంట్లో నష్టం వచ్చినా ఇంకో దాంట్లో కవర్ చేసుకో. So he is a perfect person to risk bear. Due to the he is risk bearing, he is getting the more profits. Isn't it? So risk bearing economies, then economies of research. The E form is getting the new technology, research and development due to they discover the new items and new technical progress, new technology, new ideology, new ways, methods. Due to they are getting the more production. The E form is getting more production. But they have no that such type of skills of remaining forms. The E form is getting the more profits. When a single form expands its or increases its output, the single form enjoys certain advantages is called internal economies. Okay, then second, external economies. What is the external? When the industry expands means increases. When the industry output increases, all forms enjoy certain advantages are called external economies. One is economies of concentration. What is the economic of concentration? Suppose when we establishment of a number of industries at a certain place, for example, here one form is there, here one form is there, here one form is there, here one form is there. Different forms established in different places. So when the organizer establishes the number of industries in different places, it is too heavy expenditure. For example, 4 students are there or 40 students are there. Here 10. వీళ్ళందరినీ ఒక క్లాస్ రూమ్లో కూర్చోబెట్టి చెప్తే పర్ఫెక్ట్గా అర్థమవుతుంది. వేరు వాళ్ళకి వేరువేరుగా చేయలేం కదా. ఇజ్ ఇట్? దట్ మై పాయింట్. వేరు దగ్గర వేరు చేయలేం కదా. కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ ఏం చేయాలి అంటే, when we gathered the all forms at a certain place, see here, number of forms are there. When the location of concentration of number of firms, it is too easy to establishment of power facilities at a certain place. It is so easy to establishment of school to the labor childrens. It is so easy to establishment of water facilities of the labor. And so what facilities they want to require, it is easy to facilitate at a certain place. Okay, so this is also one of the economies of result, means economies of concentration. Okay, next economies of information. So when we concentration of industries at a certain place, when the firm is get the information, it is easy to move the information to the all activities, all persons, all in firms, because nearby firms are there, and easy to information one firm to another firm. Is it easy to way? So concentration of information, economics of information. Then economies of welfare, already we discussed. So when the establishment of all firms at a certain place, easy to establishment of infrastructure facilities, easy to provision of what they require, it is a economies of welfare. Then economies of specialization. You try to understand one thing. Suppose this is one part of the simple. This is one type of good. This is one of the good. In the one of the good, one part you can made by one labor. The second part is made by another labor. The third part is made by third labor. Fourth part is different people, different labor can different sizes means specialist. మొత్తం ఒక వస్తువుని తీసుకుందాం. మొత్తం ఒక వస్తువుని ఒక వ్యక్తి చేయడు, ఒక్కొక్క వ్యక్తి ఒక్కొక్క పార్ట్ చేస్తాడు. సో ఇతడు ఇదే చేస్తాడు కాబట్టి స్పెషలైజ్ తయారవుతాడు. అర్థం. కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ వన్ ఈ ఆల్వేస్ ట్రై టు దిస్ సైజ్, దిస్ పార్ట్ ఓన్లీ, దిస్ రొటేట్ ఓన్లీ. సో దే విల్ బి specialist. And the first one is always, for example, I am one of the lecturer in economics. I always try to explain economics only. When I explain economics again and again, I will be experienced. Okay, so I am only the specialization. Specialization means economics only. It's me. The another person, another subject is there. The same way, at the one good, the single person will not produce the whole good. he can produce the part of the good. He can produce the part of the good, and another person will produce the part of the good. So then there is a possibility of specialization. So this is also one of the advantages of external economies. These are the reasons to arise the internal economies, and these are the advantages of external economies. So totally we can say economies of scale. Once again, economies of scale are divided into two types. One is internal, second one external. What are the reasons to arise the internal economies? What are the benefited or what are the advantages of external economies? Okay, thank you.